no doubt about it. The engineering complex is one of my favorite buildings, or building, however you want to think about it. You know, as I was walking up here, I walked by, it looks like kind of a maker space for cars and cement canoes and things. What is that space all about?
So that's our competition team design center down in the basement. So all of the student competition teams, Formula Car, it's been on TV commercials for K-State, the Baja team, Canoe, Wind Power, I'm sure I'm missing a few others, but they all live down there in conjunction with a student shop farther down the hall, and so they do all their work there, showcase it, and that was part of the design of the building, was to showcase what they do and how they do it.
So these buildings you said were built 20, 30 plus years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that they were built thinking very differently than we think today. How did you rethink, redesign when the building was renovated? And if you were to forecast out another 20 plus years, how do you think you might have to think differently and what a design might look like in the future?
Yeah, so, you know, in the past, a lot of the labs had a lot more fixed assets, you know, everything bolted to the floor and fixed in place, and now, you know, all the casework that we get in will be mobile or much easily moved, bring utilities in from the ceiling instead of the floor so that they're out of the way, and then as the researchers' needs change, we can reconfigure pretty easily for them.
Daily, we work on, you know, state-of-the-art labs, whether it's electron microscopes or, you know, nuclear reactor, kind of across the board. And it's not only today, but we also have to look forward and, you know, what do we want to bring in? What do these spaces want to look like? How do we market these spaces to the students and faculty that we want to bring in? You know, and then how does that work together to collaborate across the departments?
Yeah. How might you envision changes that might have to be made to accommodate faculty and students around things like that?
You know, from a computing perspective, you know, we need to continue to evolve. We do house BayoCat here, which is the research supercomputer for really anybody in the state of Kansas to utilize. And you know, we need to continue to look at how the spaces, you know, would evolve for the needs for AI and that research, and really where they would go, and with that, who we bring in, you know, to work on that.
So that's talk more about that. That's a pretty unique asset, right?
BayoCat?
Yes. And you said that this, did I hear right, this is for all of Kansas?
That is correct. So it's a research computer, research computing center, really, that we're actually in the process of expanding. Okay. And it's open to other universities. It's open to research projects across the state that needs the use of really kind of the computing power that offers.
Tell me what difference you think this kind of space is making relative to recruiting and retaining both students and faculty.
Yeah, it's students and faculty, and it's just like in athletics. I mean, the facilities is what helps lead recruitment here, and having in this new building, you know, we have a lot of storefront glass, windows into classrooms and labs, and you know, anybody walking down the hallway can see all the good things that we got going on here, and it's real easy to market.
Two things I might see in this building as really fulfilling the mission of Next Gen K-State. One is the opportunity for interdisciplinary research and education. And I think by having a complex, you enable these different departments to automatically converge and come together. And I think too, as I walk around this building, I see a lot of information about support from industry, right? And that opportunity for a private-public partnership. What do you think about those two concepts, of the interdisciplinary nature and kind of the private-public partnership?
Sure, and they obviously go hand in hand, and that's part of the mission of a land-grant university. Perfect example is we're currently working on a biomanufacturing teaching and education center.
Okay. Otherwise known as BTech.
BTech, mm-hmm. That is correct. Yeah. And so, you know, that center, as an example, is being developed to help teach and outreach to you know, companies and other academics that is in need of that sort of education in this, again, the state of Kansas.
So this green wall, this living green wall, is kind of cool. It also has an amazing power cat as a part of it. How did this green wall come to be?
A lot of our you know, biological and agricultural engineering is across the way, but we wanted to have something that could highlight that in here. and tie all of our majors together. So that's why we chose this location for that.
On the count of 3, 1, look at the camera, 2, 3, go Cats!
Cats.